Hello and welcome to episode 10 of Two Girls and a Cat. I'm Carolyn.
And I'm Sam, and this is Two Girls Talk. Star
Wars
Wars
celebration!
celebration! Whee!
We went to London last weekend for the Saturday of Star Wars Celebration, which was a 3-day event of amazingness.
Of just Star Wars, the amazingness stuff. It was the Europe Star Wars. So is there a difference between Star Wars Celebration and Star Wars Celebration Europe?
I think it's just that this one was in Europe.
Ah, right.
In April it's in Orlando.
Ah, right,
Which should
I
be
get what
pretty
you
cool.
mean. I get that. Right. That's makes it a lot more clearer now in my head.
Yeah.
But we went to Star Wars Celebration Europe in London. My second time in London ever. And it was epic.
Yeah.
It's such a good weekend.
Portia's here as well.
Portia's sitting with us. Are you gonna sit down?
She's going to introduce herself.
Say hello? Ah, there we go. There we go, girl.
She's very talkative today, so you might hear her quite a lot. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is the thing to go to.
It's the ultimate event
Yeah.
that I didn't know existed until last year.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
Yeah,
I didn't. I
yeah.
had no idea that this was a thing. Like, I knew there was, like, you know, the Star Trek conventions, there's comic conventions, there's Walker Stalker Con. I generally didn't know there was just a dedicated Star Wars one. So I was really excited when Carol... I think we only organised it in January.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't too long of a wait.
No.
But we decided just to do the Saturday because of obviously work and getting down there and...
We live like 300 miles away from London.
Yeah, so it was a bit of an adventure, which started on Friday. Which was fun.
Day off work, and I prepared a special feast for Sam and I.
If you follow us on Instagram, or even on our own like the Two Girls Instagram, you'll see Carolyn's menu. I really wish I had like a copy of it because it was the funniest thing ever. It was so good.
You had like Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader straws to drink your pop.
Yes, we did.
And
which weren't practical because they kept popping out, but there was still
Yoda napkins.
I still need one of them. By
I've
the
got
way,
lots.
I still need one of them because they were so cool. Yeah, we had Yoda napkins, and Carolyn made a themed picnic, which was pretty awesome. It was so fun.
Ham Solo sandwiches. People kind of like on Instagram were like, "Oh yeah, innuendo." Ham Solo in Princess Leia buns. Oh yeah. I'm like, I genuinely did not see.
Right. We're gonna clear something up. I told my mum. I sent the picture to my mum, and my mum says that girl has far too much time in her hands. That's not what she was trying to say. She was trying to be funny and say that girl has too much hands on her time.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
She didn't work though. But that's what she was trying to say.
She did a pun.
But she did it 2 days later when I came home.
Right.
And had to explain it to us. So that's what she was trying to say to you.
It didn't happen.
Not that you've got too much time on your hands, but too much time on your hands.
As in Han Solo.
Han Solo, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's trying to pull a funny. Okay, Portia.
Portia's just going.
Maybe. So we were on the train on Friday morning, and we get to London about lunchtime. Rock up at the hotel, which
was all right.
It was a bit of a farce to start with because we get to the desk and Carolyn goes, "So when can we check in?" No. The girl turns around and says, "Check in isn't until 3. However, we'll make your room a priority because you're here." And Carolyn went, "All right, so what time were we really looking at?" And the girl went, 3:00. So you're not really making us a priority.
That just flies in the face of everything you've just said to me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for Carolyn going to the front desk to see how long we'd be waiting, we probably would have been there all day.
We ended up getting a different room because we waited so long.
Yeah.
But anyway, then we went, got our stuff dumped in the room, which was fine.
Room, very nice.
Typical
hotel room. Tiny bathroom though.
Yeah, you could literally be on the loo, have a shower, and wash your face in the sink at the same time. It was just like one thing on top of another.
You really could. But it was clean, it was tidy, it was exactly what we needed, and it was a really reasonable price.
Yeah.
So we really couldn't argue with that. So we dumps our stuffs, and then we goes off to Where did we go first?
Back on the tube, and we had to go and see something very special.
Oh,
because obviously what we didn't mention at the start there was that last week it was Sam's birthday.
It was.
So it was kind of like a half Star Wars celebration, half birthday celebration for Sam.
Yeah.
And we realised that
I
with
got you.
Ghostbusters coming out in the UK, I think was it
The premiere happened
Friday, Thursday night or something last week?
No, that was Star Trek premiere. Was
Right.
Whoa. Yeah, Star Trek was on the Thursday. I know. Star Trek was on the Thursday. I think it was on the Monday. It was somewhere, and then
last
it
week or
came out
something.
on the Friday when we were there.
Right.
So yeah, and in Waterloo Station, they had a big, massive Stay Puft Marshmallow. You've probably seen it. It's been all over Instagram. It's been all over the newspapers. My mum had seen it, so believe you me, if my mum's seen
knows.
it, everyone's seen it.
Yeah.
So it was this big giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man coming out of the ground. And it had... do you know what I was more impressed with? The Slimer.
I was going to
slime
say...
coming down off the lights. I really... And they had like stickers everywhere, and it was fun.
It was incredible, and there was like loads of people having photos taken, and everyone was really into it, weren't they?
Yeah, and especially us. We were too.
Yeah, of course.
So after we did... Because we literally went out our way to do that. We didn't just...
We got off the train to
Yeah.
go and see it. It was on the way to where we were going.
but we had to get off a train to go and actually do it. And then we went off to Oxford Street?
Yeah, which is, for those who don't know London, have never been, it's like the mecca for shopping.
It is.
In London, there is literally hundreds of shops, but we noticed there was one shop at the end of the street that was repeated 3 times before you got to the end of the street.
H&M, about 3 H&Ms.
Zara's, River Island. Boots, yeah.
Marks and Spencer's. They're just everywhere. There's like, if you can't find something in the first place, it's okay. You just go to the second one or the third one and they'll be there. But as we were walking around, I was like, I know I don't work on a Friday. But does everyone else not work on a Friday? Because
hundreds of people.
It's 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon and there is literally thousands of people walk on this street. Does nobody work? Yeah. But there was no air. We've complained of the heat this week. There was literally no air.
We've literally had for the first time in a long time a prolonged period of heat, which apparently is called the summer.
Is that what it is?
Apparently it's summertime.
Wow.
We just don't know what that is in England.
No.
And
it'll be gone soon.
temperatures are something like, I think in London it's reached about 33, 34 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, we were looking at about 29, 30 on Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's probably the highest we've had in like...
Oh, in the UK definitely for quite some time.
It's a rarity. So as us normal English people do, we sat and bitched and moaned about it.
Well, yeah, because we always complain that there's rain and there's wind and there's cold weather. But then when it gets really hot here, it always seems so much warmer than it would, like if you went on holiday to, say, Spain or if you went to the States. But I think part of that is because we don't have aircon.
Yeah, we don't. We don't have anything to...
Like, seriously, like, when you go to sleep on a night time and it's so humid.
You need something. We've got a fan, but... out here, man. All you're doing is taking the warm air and just spewing it back out again.
You're just dispersing it around the room, basically, is what you're doing. But yeah,
we decided to do not a little bit of shopping, just like we saw shops, we went in. Mm-hmm. We weren't looking for anything in particular. Goes to the Disney shop, obviously, and then walks into Primark. And if you're in the America, Primark is a big shopping centre.
It's kind of like Kohl's in America. It's like where you get. Now you do get a lot of branded stuff, so there's a lot of Disney. We get a lot of Star Wars, Harry Potter t-shirts and things, but they're the cheap versions.
But how do they do it though? How do they get the rights to it?
They've got license.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, they've got a license. They've got a deal going on with Disney.
Must do, because it's all legit. Like though, everything that you get from there is official. There's official like thingies on it. So
I think Primark's opening in America as well. Which if it does, watch out. Your wallets are going to be empty.
It's a. To be honest, some of the stuff in there you can get is shoddy as anything.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff are really reasonable, and if you're not looking to pay a fortune for, say, work clothes, if you don't want to, like, spend... It's ideal. My dad always goes, just go get such a Primark.
Because you'll wear it 3 times and throw it in the bin.
Exactly, and you won't care because you've only spent about £3 on it.
Exactly.
But we literally walked into Primark, did a lap, and walked straight back out again. I take my hat off to the people who work in Oxford Street Primark because there is literally no air in there.
No.
It was like walking into Satan's Gates.
It was like a sauna. Wasn't it? It
Taking
was
one
horrible.
step in and walking straight back out again because it was horrible. I even hear people bitching like, I don't know how you work here. Well, because one, they've got no choice because they work here. But two, I get it. I really don't understand how you work here. It was so hot.
It was awful.
So by this point, we were done in.
We were done.
We
needed food. We went to Planet Hollywood over at Piccadilly Circus, which was pretty cool.
It was. We apparently only likes Moonraker from James Bond Moonraker.
It's all very British. Planet Hollywood London is centred around James Bond, basically.
With the worst looking Power Ranger standing outside. I really wish I got a photograph of that.
But it needs some updating, shall we say.
But it's a dying franchise. Like, it's...
Yeah, they sold
the rights. Nobody cares about it. It's literally a dying franchise.
Didn't say any Star Wars, just to keep this topical.
Yeah, we didn't. Not at all. To be honest, we didn't really look. We were so hungry and so tired and...
Need of a shower more than anything else.
That's all I kept thinking about. I need a shower. If I could just have a shower, I'll do this all over again. But I just need a shower. I feel horrible.
Yeah, it was horrendous. So anyway, we did that, and then the next day we got up super early.
Super duper
like
early.
Super duper early, and went by Uber. First experience by Uber.
So Uber is something in America. But it's not
everywhere as well, apparently.
Not here.
Yeah.
Because I've talked to people that work
Oh, no, I've seen it in Newcastle.
But it's not like
really popular here.
Like here. Like us here.
What do you mean?
Horton.
I think you can get an Uber.
Shut up.
Oh, I don't want to have a look whilst we're talking.
Carolyn's got the app. Well, we decided to get an Uber because with it being so... The idea was for us to get on because we had free... travel on the...
We had the Oyster cards, didn't we?
If you go to London, by the way, excellent purchase, Oyster cards, because 20 quid to get us around what we did
it was
unreal. But we decided to not do the trains, but do Uber because it was such an early start of the day. We thought we just want to get there without any stress, and then we'll get a train back. That was the plan. And it was an experience, a real experience. Is there one in here?
It says at the minute, all cars are busy, check back soon.
Oh, right, okay.
Now, I know that I have seen them in they're in Newcastle.
Ah, right.
So, yeah.
So it is becoming a thing over here.
It's a thing, but not so much. I mean, apparently it's quite big in Europe. I mean, I'm going to Paris next weekend and I've been advised to use Uber in Paris.
It's good to get, to be honest, for how much it cost us, wasn't the end of the world. Like, it wasn't
for nothing really. It was nothing.
And it took all the stress out. There was, apart from the fact that
no sweating like hell on the tubes, because let's face it wasn't pleasant.
And we knew
the tube's like the subway, by the way, if you don't know what that is.
And we knew it was going to be such a long day, so to get there without the stress of a tube would have been so much easier. So we did it. Going there, Uber guy, fine, big thumbs up. 5 stars. I'll get to the Uber guy coming back later.
He gets 0 stars.
Oh, 0 stars, and one of the worst experiences I've ever had in a car, and I've been in a serious car crash.
Sam thought we were never going to return alive from this trip.
I actually texted my other half and said, if I don't make it out of this, just know I love you. Please take care of me cats. You get the flat.
You can have everything if I don't come back.
That's how scared I was. But we'll get an Uber guy number 2 later. But we rock up at the convention centre, which is not what I was expecting.
No.
At all. It was long. Very long.
Like
a tunnel.
It was like a big corridor.
Yeah.
With eatery places on either side, and then huge offshoots into big sort of like...
Good word. Offshoots.
Like...
was. Like halls, big halls, and there was a sitting area down the bottom side, which took us ages to find.
And that's where they had all the panel talks on.
Yeah, that's right. So if you've seen anything from the Star Wars celebration, the panels, It was one room and it was right at the end and it was quite big. Like,
It was huge, yeah.
but when you're sitting there, like, because we sat right near the front, it doesn't look that big. But when you look behind, you're like, oh shit, there's a shitload of people sitting behind
Yeah.
us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we rocked up at the convention centre, which is in, like, I have pointed this out so many times, and I don't know why it's important to us. So clean.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this about the tube station. Like, for the amount of people that walk through there, it was so clean. How can it be? How can you keep it so clean? And other places, like, I just don't get it. I did not see one cleaner there at all.
No.
We get in and we get our very cool Kylo Ren
Day passes.
day passes.
Yeah.
Plastic passes. Again, all pictures of the...
And a nice
on
little
Instagram.
guide, little booklet, which was handy.
Which, by the way, was on printed paper in black and white, and it was a guide of the day. If you go on eBay, they are selling them for about 70 quid. Mm-hmm. It was printed, it was photocopied. People will buy anything, honestly. If people have actually paid that amount of money for that, they just
I've
need
got
to stop.
two.
Oh, you did pick two up. Sell one. Get it on the bay.
Could put it on the bay.
You get some money for it.
Why not?
So we picks up our guides, our books, and we then decide that we'll go and get our wristbands for panels. Now, the panels that were there...
There was about 4 different ones on the day, wasn't there?
There was, but the only 2 that were there when we got there. Now, bearing in mind, people were queuing like a night and day for these tickets. We waltzes in and get Anthony Daniels,
C-3PO,
hosted by Warwick Davis, and Star Wars Rebels. Mm-hmm. So the other 2, I don't know what the other... One was Marvel Comics, which I was slightly a bit disappointed about, but not... Mm-hmm. It was never the end of the world. Mm-hmm. And I don't even know what the other one was. No idea.
We weren't interested in that anyway, whatever it was.
No, we weren't. To be honest, the only thing we really wanted to see was the Anthony Daniels.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we were kind of bothered about. And we waltzed into a queue, went back out and went into another one.
It was no problem.
Our tickets, our wristbands were all got within the first half an hour we were there. We didn't queue or wait for them. And we got at that convention centre at 7 o'clock in the morning.
We walked straight at the front of the queue.
Straight there. Yeah. There was no queue, no fuss. And then we went for a coffee and had to wait until 10 o'clock.
When the gates opened.
That was the only big queue we waited in all day, was to get into the gate part. And that felt like it flew over.
Yeah. But luckily we got talking to that guy in front of us.
Oh, big props to that guy, because he really saved us some time.
Yeah.
Really helped us out.
Yeah. He was like, he told us that he'd been there. I think he was there by himself. And he said he'd been there for the whole week. He was there for like the whole 3 days. And he looked like he was the #1 Star Wars fan ever.
No disrespect to him, because he was a really sweet guy and he really helped us out. But he looked like he was a complete nutter loner, and this was like, he saved his pennies for this whole weekend. And he had a plastic see-through bit of, like, what was it, like...
It's like cellophane, sort of. Like
And that was for where his pictures and his autographs were going to go in, so he can keep them pristine. And I was like, oh, you are just so special. Like,
he was like he was the super fan.
He was a super fan, but he really got us. Because Carolyn asked one of the smartest questions of the whole weekend: can you give us any tips on what to do when we get in? And his #1 tip was...
Follow me, girls.
Pretty.
Now that sounds like a leading question.
Not in a creepy way, but he literally said, you need to go and get, if you want merchandise,
official
merchandise, you need to go and get your fast pass ticket.
Yeah.
Because the queue will be ridiculous.
You'll wait an hour and a half to get into the Star Wars Celebration official store. Mm-hmm. So if you follow me, there is what they call the Lightspeed Pass. Mm-hmm. And that will give you an allocated slot of about half an hour where you can actually go back to the store. We got ours for 12:15.
Yeah.
And you can go and have a look. I mean, they're probably giving out about 200 of these passes.
Yeah.
We went back at 12:15.
Well.
Let's get to that later, maybe, because
because there's a bit of a story there. Mm-hmm. So we walked up. The convention is split into two sides, and all booths. I mean, if you can think of it you will find it.
Yeah.
There was all sorts. There was
Everything you could ever want.
everything. There was like stormtrooper speakers and the waffle makers and actual replicas.
Jewellery, there was autographs, there was tattoo artists.
There was artists. There was like genuine like artists there selling their amazing work.
People selling the hot toys were there.
Yeah.
There was the pops you could get. You could get the lightsabers, the real,
The real deal ones, which to be fair were not unreasonably priced.
No.
Like 100,
150
150 for Luke's official lightsaber. And you've got to take into account, this thing lights up, the detail on it is incredible. It was, I would have gotten it. I would have gotten two.
Just to have a fight.
No, just to have them on. Have you ever seen Big Bang when I think Howard has them on his back of his wall and there is nightlight?
Yeah.
I would so have something like that. Ant's dying for a neon light, so if I could get away from just give him a lightsaber and not the neon light, I'd be happy with that.
Save your pennies, Anthony.
I know.
Could be yours.
They had like the Kylo Ren one there, which I wasn't too keen on that Kylo Ren one. And the only reason for it is when it's not lit up, you can clearly see the ends of the ones that go that way.
Yeah.
You can see the ends of it. So it takes the illusion away.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just me being silly. But so it's split into two sections. Now, bearing in mind, yes, it's a Star Wars event, but there were people selling other stuff there. Mm-hmm. We actually walked out with...
There was loads of Deadpool and Suicide Squad stuff.
Well, we actually walked out with a couple of stuff that were non-Star Wars related.
Yeah.
We both got Harley Quinn
T-shirts.
Baseball t-shirts. Yeah. Which we've just had a major discussion about who's going to wear it when we go and see it. Because, these things are important.
It was a serious, there's a crisis here.
Well, Carolyn got this really cool, the emoji face. Was it the emoji face?
Yeah, it's from the poster. When you see the poster for Suicide Squad around, it's the t-shirt with that on the front. But then the Daddy's Little Monster...
Yeah, that's like the
shirt.
baseball one. We both got that one because Carolyn says, they've got Harley Quinn's t-shirt over there, and I went, okay. And she went, it's the baseball, and she hadn't even gotten baseball top finished, and I was on my feet and over to go and buy
with
it.
money in her hands. Give it to me now. Take my money.
Literally took two. She didn't even get our words finished, and I was like, I love baseball tops. I actually got a Boba Fett one from Forbidden Planet of all places. I could just go to Newcastle to get, but I've overdone myself because I got a large, and it's so baggy, but I can still pull it off.
Well, it can be for slouching around it.
Exactly, but it's cool. It's like the green with Boba Fett on the front.
I'll tell you what else we queued. We queued for the Pops, the Star Wars Celebration, which the Pop vinyl Funko figures, you can only get these at
That's right.
Star Wars Celebration. Or they're on eBay. Yeah. That's the only place you'll find them.
eBay, all four, £150. Carolyn, all four?
Yeah.
How much?
To buy just off the shelf when I bought them, they were £15 each. So that's £60.
£60.
They've doubled in value. By the time I'd walked out the door, they doubled in value.
I actually had no intention of getting one because, in all honesty, when you hear something that is official to the actual event, I just think, oh my god, that's going to cost so much money. And when we walked around, I literally had no intention. And then we get around, we're almost there, and Carolyn went, oh look, they're only £15. And I went, what?
Need them all.
But I only ended up getting one, and I got me one hand Luke.
Will you?
To match me one hand Jamie that I got for my birthday.
Jamie Lannister.
Yeah, because Ant says she was... Because I got Jamie Lannister Funko for my birthday off Ant, and he was saying, Sam, that you've put that on Instagram and Facebook and everything, and people are going to think I just got you that for your birthday. It's yes, but I went to Star Wars. I took a lot of our money to go there.
Exactly.
And you didn't come.
Exactly.
So you got me the best present of all.
Precisely. So, yeah, we did that. And then we went to the Star Wars Celebration official store with the light passes.
Right, so we rocks up at the place, and it is literally 13 minutes past 12, and the guy's like, well, it's not 1/4 yet.
You can't come in till 12:15.
Yeah,
it is now 12:13. Wait there.
However, the way that it is, there was two booths. So you've got one on one side, which leads to where the official merchandise is, and on the other side, we saw. Now I saw this when we were getting our tickets, a blue back screen with a chair, and it says to Carolyn, that's where Mark Hamill and all of them will be taking their photographs. And sure enough, when we go back, there's a massive queue right outside of it, and there is Mr. Hamill doing his photographs. We didn't see him as we walked through, but as we were coming out,
We saw him.
Yeah, we did, and it counted.
It counts.
It counts.
We've seen Luke Skywalker.
We've seen Luke Skywalker. I saw Mark Hamill standing not...
I looked twice. I've seen him twice.
Ah! Well,
I looked once.
I was too...
I stopped and looked again. I was like, I've seen him twice.
I was too scared of the security guard. Move it on.
You literally couldn't stand for more than 2 seconds.
No,
People were trying to take photos and things, which was a bit shit.
Yeah.
You know, come on, like...
These people are paying a lot of money to do
on.
that. Like, just move it on. Like, we were happy. We literally glanced our heads over. He was standing right there. I was more than happy with that. But I was not paying.
But, yeah, I was just about to say, you had to pay to get an autograph. You could queue up on the day and pay just for the autograph. But if you wanted a photograph and an autograph, you had to pay in advance and you got a ticket to go back. Now, they were all there, weren't they? Everybody was there to have that done. £145, which is something like about $180 maybe?
Probably
$190?
Yeah, $190.
To see Mark Hamill have a photo taken and get his autograph.
Which is...
I am pretty sure that Mark Hamill is set for life and he doesn't need to give his autograph away for $190, £145 per person.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
We get it. We get it. They've got to make money, and they've got to obviously pay for that guy to
We've
be
just
there.
paid for these tickets and we're paying a lot of money to come down for this weekend. And it wasn't. Hey, there was people there from America. There was people there from Japan, Germany.
A lot of Germans.
Yeah.
A lot of Europeans.
Irish people, lots of Irish people.
A lot of Americans.
They pay more money than we probably have to go there.
Yeah.
And I think, at least you can do is be right,
This is probably leading into the end of the day, because when me and Carolyn left, and bearing in mind we'd been there since 7 o'clock, we were tired, feet were hurting.
Hungry, we were hungry.
He actually got up on stage and did an hour unscheduled. There was a stage in the actual hall where all the merchandise was, and he got up on there and he did an hour with the crowd because he felt like they deserved that.
Oh, that was good of him.
And it really was good of him. And then I am
gutted we didn't see.
We are missed it, but...
So if you go in April and you're going to Orlando Star Wars Celebration, wait around till the end of the day because you are probably going to get a special appearance from Mark Hamill.
But don't get us wrong, the way we were feeling, we had to leave. We had to leave. We were so
We were done.
We were so done. It was... This is the problem when you do everything in one day.
Yeah.
You tire yourself out.
I think if we did it again, I would maybe do 2 days. I would do the Friday and the Saturday.
Given the panels that was there on
Friday,
Jesus.
Because let's talk about that.
So the panel on Friday was the Rogue One panel, and everyone's probably been talking a storm about it because they released a... What is it? It was a trailer, but it was
like
more
a making
of a
of. It was like a making of.
Yeah,
the initial sort of release of
and
Rogue
it showed
One
you a little bit more than what the first trailer's shown us. However, they also showed a second trailer, which nobody has seen apart from if you were sitting in the Rogue One panel. Now, my friend and colleague, and also work colleague, his 2 colleagues, at Nerdfeed, Alan, he was there on the Friday, and he actually wrote us a statement. However, we are recording this on my phone, and if I pick my phone up, you're not going to be able to be heard, and the microphone's going to be slightly distorted. So I'm really sorry, Alan. But however, I kind of know the gist of it. Gwendolyn Christie hosted the event, which
you were like...
I nearly spewed.
Sam was so mad. She's like, I don't believe it. Because Sam's got massive love for Gwendolyn Christie. Like, she loves Gwendolyn Christie. She's got a big girl crush on Gwendolyn Christie.
You've never seen somebody get so excited for another person liking their tweet.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous. It was just like how I went on yesterday when I found out Big Lenore was on for £2 in Asda. It was ridiculous. I went on like a child. But yeah, she hosted the event, which, like, now I know there was like this distance between me and Gwendolyn. I was like, oh shit, bastard, missed out on that one. But I did watch it online. I know it's not the same thing, but I did watch it.
And we missed John Boyega and Daisy Ridley.
Daisy actually was not at the panels.
Wasn't
but
she out and about?
She was out and about in cosplay. Well, not cosplay, but she was her character. She was Rey. And what was so adorable about this convention was the amount of little girls dressed as Rey. It was amazing. Like, these costumes that these people put, the time and the effort they put into it is incredible.
We saw some really good costumes.
Really good ones. Some absolutely amazing ones. I can honestly say there was probably a couple that were a bit, but
that's
Jesus
a bit
Christ, that's a bit, but who am I to say?
We didn't do it.
Exactly.
So.
We didn't put any effort into anything, and we didn't put any, like, time, so who am I to say that was shit?
Well, I'm already a Jedi, so...
No way.
Yeah.
Well, I've got the mean necklace, and that doesn't mean I'm a Jedi though. But we were walking. We were actually sitting queuing, and we've got like Reyes, and now I know who the character is. Sabine from Star Wars Rebels. Learned a lot about Star Wars Rebels this convention. I want to see Star Wars Rebels, and there was a lot of Sabines. And what's Ashley's character? No idea. Star Wars Rebels. Find the name out.
We'll find it.
Well, it's also from the Clone Wars as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden there was this other little kid standing in the queue opposite us, and they take their helmet off, and it's a little girl dressed as Darth Vader. Well, it just that little girl made my convention.
She was super cute.
She was so cute, but there was other, like, not little girls, but old like women who were dressed as Rey, and the detail, like, you remember you pointed out the staff that she had, and it was just incredible to see all this cosplay. I'm too chicken shit. I wouldn't even do a fancy dress, so
it was pretty cool.
Never do cosplay, but it was absolutely incredible. There's a Darth Maul who I have seen in countless amount of pictures. He walked past us so many times. It's really funny when you're seeing all these pictures on Instagram and online, and it was like, oh my god, I saw that guy.
Them, yeah.
I saw that guy. Someone who I follow on Instagram, Grumpy and Geeky, or Geeky and Grumpy. Sorry, he does a mug Monday, and it's like, get your mugs out. And the guy who was dressing the Chewbacca with the cardboard, he was on there. He was actually on his little montage. I have to show you the picture. I was like, I saw him in the weekend.
It was cool.
They're really good costumes. Like, I can bang on about them all day.
It was really cool.
But we'll get back to Rogue One.
Yeah.
So, Rogue One panels got Gwendolyn Christie as a host, and the whole cast was there. So, Felicity Jones. Mads Mikkelsen. Wow. Hannibal himself. Actually, fuck Hannibal. He was really good in King Arthur. You ever seen King Arthur? Where he doesn't speak.
Yeah.
He's got the Hawk. Yeah, love that film.
Yeah. Donnie Yen.
Wow, you're really good with that name. I would never... Which one's that one? Is it the guy who's the blind guy?
He was kind of like... Alan said he's like the Yoda.
Yeah.
We think.
So they show this reel, and then at the end they show a trailer. Now, I think Alan's description of it was, like, he just said... one of the cast members, and I'm sorry, I don't know his name, I don't have my phone for reference, but he came out in his Admiral costume. Crowd. I watched the footage, and the crowd went absolutely apeshit. But then they showed this trailer, and at the end of it, it showed you what everyone has been expecting, and, you know, the suspicions that Darth Vader is in Rogue One, and it just showed his shadow in a red. Yeah. I'm taking this from Alan because we actually haven't seen it, because when your reel ends of what you were looking at on YouTube, that trailer then started, and he just said the crowd went absolutely ridiculous, like on their feet. And we experienced it, which I'll talk about later, because we experienced it in Star Wars Rebels, and it's amazing. And they all got a poster.
I know.
They all got an official. I want that poster. It's the one on the beach. And they all got an official poster for Rogue One, which, if you go on eBay, again it's about 50, 70 quid. which is ridiculous.
I just can't believe like how much people pay for these things.
And you will pay for it as well. That's the sad part. But I am devastated. When we went to the merchandise, the official merchandise, Carolyn, who is wearing her t-shirt right now, is brilliant. It's a Japanese Empire Strikes Back t-shirt. I got a Her Universe one, which was Carolyn's loss and my gain. Gutted.
I love that shirt.
I'm sorry. I couldn't not pass it up.
It's a good shirt.
It was. Do you know what? I wish I got that. Well, I did get that shirt. I wish I got that Star Wars jumper, the Her Universe one, and I wish I got the cardi. I wish I just went for it.
Told you.
But my biggest regret is not getting the Rogue One t-shirt. That's my biggest one because that is at least 80 quid on eBay right now. I'm paying 80 quid for a Rogue One t-shirt.
Those Luke Skywalker was old Luke. Those t-shirts were gone.
Have you seen them on eBay? They're about, again, hitting at about £80-100, but the colour of it, it's like a turquoise. Oh, it looks so good. What was that fish and chip one?
Oh, Admiral Akbar's fish and chips. Everything was kind of themed towards London, so they had t-shirts with a map of the tube stations in London, but with each destination is a Star Wars place.
Yeah.
On there.
Oh, well, that just reminds us, the Ghostbuster one. Remember on your app?
Oh, yeah.
Had like the Ghostbuster for the tube line, which Carolyn understood very well. Yeah,
the tube.
She did,
I'm pretty good in a train.
She did very well, because if it was me, I'd be lost.
Sam only got home because of me, basically. So Anthony's got me to thank for that.
It's true. I've got crap eyesight, can't hear, terrible memory, and no sense of direction.
We'll get to that later.
How do I even get out of bed in the morning?
We'll get to that later. So basically everybody is so excited now for Rogue One at the end of this year. This has just kind of brought the hype back, like we had last year for Force Awakens.
It's going to be like this every year until these films cease to not do, because last year about this time the hype starts to get rolling up. Then you have the film and then it lulls down a bit. The DVD comes out, it gets up a little bit and then it lulls down. And now we're coming into San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously the Star Wars celebrations just happened, and there's another one, well, that'll be next April, so the Rogue One will be out by then, but then the hype starts to build up again and build up, and then it'll boil over till December, and then we'll have to lull back down again, and it is going to be like that until the last one that they do, if they do a last one. This could be a continuation till God knows when, but it was also announced on the Sunday at the last panel of the day, which John Boyega was at. The director of Rogue One was there too. Yeah. They introduced a new Han Solo. Yeah. For the Han Solo standalone. And they also made another announcement, but we didn't know about this until we were in the hotel room, the Darth Vader one. Can you remember that?
Yeah. There's going to be a Darth Vader standalone movie, but in VR. So this is going to be kind of like a groundbreaking thing for the movie industry, if nothing else, just because, and with it being Star Wars, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be epic, and it's canon as well. So whatever happens in this VR is going to happen. It's going to be law within the Star Wars universe. So that was another big. They did do a few, like, for the fact that it was. I always think because they do things over here, it's always kind of low key. Yeah. It's never American and it's like some big news. But there was some really big announcements. Yeah. We'll get into our panels. Yeah. So we were at Anthony Daniels and Warwick Davis, which was
funny.
So funny. Like, them two just played off each other.
Did you not just get the impression, though, that Anthony Daniels was kind of like not the best public speaker in the world? Because initially, I think Warwick is obviously seasoned with this. He's done plenty of TV. Yeah. Aside from doing, Star Wars and Willow and Harry Potter and everything else.
Hasn't Anthony Daniels only just done Star Wars?
I think maybe so. Maybe some bloody Broadway stuff. But he is like a theatre lovey, isn't he? That's how he comes over. And it was just kind of like Warwick is asking him questions, and he jokingly said, you've got to elaborate when you give an answer. You can't just say yes and no. It's not like a binary response type of thing.
That's the second time I've heard you say that a day.
Well, it's not like yes, no. people are kind of sitting here
They-
waiting to hear from you.
Yeah.
So come on, tell
And
us
he
a bit
did,
more.
he did. He got into it. He was funny.
Yeah.
He came out with the red arm.
Yep, and he did a reading, didn't he?
He did a dramatic
which is really
reading.
good.
So good. He did a dramatic reading of Marvel's Star Wars line they've been doing, and it was a C-3PO issue 1, and it was an explanation of the arm. Now, this is where I'm confused, and if anyone is actually listening to this and want to comment in the comments, I'd be really grateful. They mentioned the arm, the red arm. Now, they've done. He read that comic to me, and he said it was about friendship and this, that, and the other. People booed when they mentioned the red arm. So what the hell's the red arm? I don't know why. The people in the audience were booing, and then he read it and he said it was about friendship and redemption and and all these other droids, and I was like, well, why would you boo that? I don't get it. So if anyone wants to explain it to us,
Maybe just
I'd really
being
appreciate
dicks.
it. No, that Carolyn, what did we say when we came home? That crowd, that group of people that we walked around with all day was probably the nicest group of people we have ever come across. Star Wars fans are incredible. Absolutely incredible. That event, there was thousands upon thousands of people. You could have been pushed, shoved, and all sorts, and we never were.
No.
As long as you moved with the crowd.
Everyone was so polite and so friendly that you could just turn around and talk to the person next to you and just get into a full-on conversation about Star Wars, about the weekend, are you having a great time? And people were just like,
it was
up for everything,
yeah,
weren't
and
they?
it was such a lovely crowd, so I don't think they'd be booing to be dicks. So if anyone wants to explain why they were booing, I'd appreciate it, because I don't understand it. No, I really wish I picked some of the comics up now, because there was some firsts there. There was the C-3PO one, and I don't think it is. I should know this, because Rey has her own series coming out, and I don't know if that was there. So that might be something I'm going to have to look into. I have to look into that. I didn't do the pull list for this week because I was away. Sorry. So, where are we? Anthony Daniels. They did a reenactment
from A New Hope when they pick C-3PO and R2-D2. When the Jawas sell them on and you've got Uncle Owen and Luke going to... Tell you what was really good. There was like a dad who was picked out of the crowd to be Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
And he gave a really good...
He was really funny.
Yeah, there's like little kids kind of taking part, but he was kind of like into it, wasn't he?
They had an actual Jawa as well.
Yeah.
The guy in cosplay dressed as one, and they got him up on stage, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
But did you notice how touchy Anthony Daniel was? Like, he had to like be in contact with people.
Yes.
Like, he had to like make sure you're okay, and like very reassuring. I was like, you know, in our society today, that could come across pretty creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't think
how
he
touchy
meant...
people can be nowadays.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone meant any harm by it. But he was like very reassuring of everyone, like just making sure you're okay, and he actually lost himself making sure everyone was okay to what they were actually doing, and Warwick had to keep pulling him back. But Warwick's opening video for his introduction was brilliant. Absolutely, but even though the disc came out at the end, but we saw it again in Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
He was just he made that whole...
He's funny, isn't he?
He was really, really funny. So he did his dramatic reading of his comic, and that was it. That was Anthony Daniels for an hour. In all honesty, didn't learn anything about, apart from like, I guess we've got to take away from the fact...
He talked about the costumes. He talked about like...
I thought we were going to get like a bit more insidery kind of thing, but he kind of did in his respect, because he talked about his costume, and I'm guessing that's like, he can only ever talk about himself because it's his experience.
Well, I think what he was saying was as well, wasn't he, that people don't recognise him. Well, they do more than he thought nowadays, but it's kind of like...
He made a joke quite a lot that he is C-3PO and he is a secondary, maybe fourth, if that's a word, character. He was always the one in the back.
Yeah.
So he knew his place. That's the impression that he knew his place within these films. He was never the star.
Yeah.
But he's
okay with it.
He embraced just who he is, and
He's getting paid.
That's true.
I'd embrace that too.
He's getting the Star Wars and Disney money now.
Exactly.
So
he's on that sweet Disney money.
Yeah, you're right. But he did talk about his costume and how he couldn't see, and they showed a picture of him falling over, which was hilarious.
Yeah, he's not the most coordinated in that costume.
Would you?
I'd be sweating like hell. Couldn't take it. I'd be claustrophobic or something. I couldn't do it.
So we did that.
And then had a little wander, didn't we?
And I must say, we had dinner after that, or before that, one of the two. My dinner was the best dinner I've ever had.
That bagel.
It's a bagel.
Sam had a bagel that she says was the best bagel in her life that she's ever had.
It was, and this is what I mean by I get excited by things very easy, like £2 Lenore and Asda and a bagel. It was a chicken and barbecue bagel. And it was the best, at the time, it was the best thing I'd ever had.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It was.
And I would also well done to you. We went for a little wander, didn't we? And had a bit of a look around the shops and the stalls.
Carolyn bought some art.
Some amazing art by Nick. Oh God, Scarefield. Scarefield, who is part of the Acme Animations collection. They basically do all of like the 20th Century Fox, Star Wars, etc., official artwork, which is a pretty cool. It's a Little Lay's Destiny is what it's called. I've put it on Instagram. It's pretty cool. But also got to meet Rob Hendrickson.
That was funny.
Who was like, apparently.
Right. So we're standing not too far away from the stall, and Carolyn goes, I follow him on Instagram. And I went, all right, well, let's go up and see his work, because he's standing there, no one's at his table, let's go. Walks over, and Carolyn, the first thing she says to him is not hello, is, oh, I was just saying I follow you on Instagram. And he went, oh, I know Carolyn. And he said her name, and I'm standing there going, he just said that you said your name, and she's just completely oblivious, looking at his work. And as we walked away, I went, you don't know he just said your name?
I didn't hear that.
Well, he knows who you are now.
Well, yeah. Hi, Rob.
Because he follows you on. He probably follows me too.
Yeah.
I got a friend out of it.
Yeah.
I didn't say a goddamn word.
Yeah, there we go.
I did like
a free friend.
I got a free friend who does amazing work, by the way.
Yes, exactly. Brilliant. Go and check them out on Instagram. Robert Hendrickson.
I'm not the biggest art connoisseur, and I think that's down to the fact that my whole entire family are, and I rebelled away from it, because my dad's an artist, my sister's a curator who's doing a show soon. I will do something about that.
Well, later. You are going to. I've set Sam a challenge to draw something.
Oh, that's
recently.
right, yeah. Because I can barely draw Matchstick Men. So Carolyn set us a challenge, and I think we agreed upon my cat.
Yes.
Agreed upon Baxter. Yeah, I'll get on that.
Like, it can't just be a stick cat.
Can you draw a stick cat? You can draw a stick cat.
Yes, you can draw a stick cat.
And I can't draw a stick cat.
No, you can't draw a stick cat. You've got to do it as realistically as possible.
So not a stick cat.
No stick cat.
Right. Even though Baxter does look like a stick cat.
He doesn't look like a stick cat at all. Baxter is not made from black lines.
He's got black lines on his fur.
He hasn't got a circular head. A sort of oval body.
I've got a really weird image in
with
my head
like
now.
4 sticks for legs, one at the back where his tail is, and some little sort of like circle things in his feet.
So what you're trying to say is
no stick.
No
cat.
stick.
No stick man in this drawing.
Right. Okay.
So
that's my challenge. I'll put that on Instagram when I get right. I will do it. And I promise I won't get my dad to help us. So yeah, I like the art stuff. It was interesting. It's just seeing other people's like. Because art because with my dad, like, he's an artist, not full time, but he is a really good artist. I looked at like landscapey things, so this is like very different. I like it. Carolyn's a good artist, and I'll set Carolyn a challenge that by this time next year she should be looking to do something very similar. Because your work needs to be out there. It's
gonna happen.
It needs to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Carolyn. If you go on Instagram, Carolyn drew me an amazing picture
of Sam.
It was a self-portrait.
It was a portrait of Sam.
Well, not a self-portrait. It was my portrait.
Yeah.
Because that would have been weird. Of Dory from Finding Nemo.
Because Sam's memory is appalling.
It's absolutely terrible. How many things? I can't even remember how many things
She
I
can't
forgot.
remember. I mean, we're lucky this podcast is happening, to be perfectly honest, because I'm surprised she can remember what happened at Star Wars Celebration.
I couldn't even remember the day Han Solo got stabbed, not two. Like,
Yeah.
we just did
Sam forgot how Han Solo died. That is how bad her memory is. I reminded her of this earlier on.
we did an unboxing.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it already, go on our YouTube channel and watch me unbox a whole host of lovely presents.
Lovely
that
goodies.
Wolvie, who is there, Wolvie the Irish Rugrat on Instagram, Wolvie sent me some lovely gifts, which included a couple of amazing Star Wars pops, by the way.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
I really like them.
You didn't mention what the pops were. You know, the
Han
exclusive
Solo.
ones. No, the exclusive ones.
The exclusive ones from Star Wars Celebration. There was One Hand Luke, so Luke from Empire Strikes Back, where he gets his hand cut off. And then there's Luke and Han from the Rebellion, what's it called? The ceremony.
Yeah, all with the medal.
With the medal
ceremony, yeah. And who was the fourth one?
And the other one is, just seen it before, it is Forlom.
No, so who is that? Because I said I showed them to Anthony was good. Who's that? And Anthony knows Star Wars. And I went, well, Carolyn knew who he was.
He's in Star Wars.
Ah, right, okay. So yeah, there was the four of them. So what we did, we had dinner. We goes to trying to find the bloody place where they were doing the things was so funny. I think we walked around in a circle to find it. But when we did Star Wars Rebels, that actually was probably the best thing I saw all weekend.
Best panel?
It was the best thing I saw all weekend. The merchandise aside, it was pretty special.
And how excited people got when they premiered the new season 3.
Trailer. So, Star Wars Rebels, if you're not familiar with it, is a CG cartoon.
Yeah.
It comes from the back of Clone Wars, which did really well, and it has Freddie Prinze Jr. in, and Sam Witwer, who was there at the panel, who is beautiful, by the way.
Sam's kind of in love with him.
Well, we have the same name. He's got his skin color kind of freaks us out sometimes because he is really pale. For an American, he's really pale.
I feel he and I've got a lot in common.
You are not pale.
I'm kind of like Casper at the minute.
You say that.
Yeah.
And then I am fluorescent white over here.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so it's a CG cartoon. Now, when I hear CG cartoon, I think children, and there were a few children there. However, there was a shitload of adults who lost their
so into it.
fucking minds when season 3 was premiered and the return of Carolyn Getty's name, or we're gonna look like a bunch of dickheads. Blue guy. General. Just type in Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars.
No, yeah, I'm doing it.
Rebels.
Thrawn.
Thrawn. Yes. Thrawn. I'm saying Thrawn. 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 So they lost their shit when he comes. I mean, literally,
People went mad.
The place exploded. People were on their feet. The guy in front of us I thought he was going to have a heart attack.
I think he air punched.
I generally think he high-fived the room.
Yeah, he did.
Like, he went on, I want to say ridiculous, but it was amazing to watch. I was like, Eve, what's going on? What's happening?
Sam and I are like, what the hell's going on here?
Like, because and then when the Q&A panel came out, because there was Sam Witwer, there was the guy who created it, there was another voice actor there as well. David, I can't think of his surname, but his first name is David. And the questions that were
Tia Sakar was there. It was Sabine.
Sabine, that's it. So I know who Sabine is now. And the questions when they did the Q&A, there was like 2 from children. The rest were from adults. So what I picked up from that is that this is the books.
Yeah.
Because the Star Wars has a massive line of books. Some is canon, some is not. And their questions came directly from books. So when I got home, I was like, oh, I'm like, this guy's returning. Like, people lost their mind. I went, oh, I've actually got that book. I've got the first comic. If you want to read it, it's in the back. And I was like, oh, well, fuck me. I didn't know that. I wish I bought that book now. It was called Bloodline.
Oh, yeah, we picked it up, didn't we?
And it's the one with the prince. And I actually was telling him about it. He says, I would have actually liked that. I wish I got it now. Darn it.
Damn it.
I'm actually thinking about not so much Clone Wars, but watching Star Wars Rebels. I know Clone Wars is on American Netflix.
Yeah.
I don't know where Star Wars Rebels is, but I'll find it. But yeah, it has Freddie Prinze Jr. in. Pretty cool. Blind Jedi. But the panel was amazing. I tell you what I watched. Please find out her name. I want to say it's Akosha.
Ahsoka Tano.
That's it. Is that Ashley's character?
Yeah, Ashley Eckstein, who is...
Yes, from her universe. I say her name like I know her. Like,
Ashley.
that's Ashley. Well, Ashley.
Do you know Ashley? And I'm like, Ashley? Who?
Ashley, that's Ashley. Who did an incredible Her Universe fashion show last night.
Yeah.
With a full Lego dress on. Well, apparently her character had a movement on Friday when she was there. It was the rise of, what's her character's name again?
Thrawn.
No, not him, man. Her character.
Ahsoka.
That's it. It was...
Ahsoka, sorry.
Ahsoka. It was because I think she's dead. I think her character's died.
They showed you, they were trying to say, does she die? Because she has that whole battle, doesn't she?
Yeah, well, they had a movement for the fans created when Ashley joined in, and I watched that panel.
Right.
And they were talking about, they actually went into her origin story, and this was things that Ashley hadn't actually heard of, and she got a bit choked up listening to like her origin of this character who she thought she knew, and she was like, oh my god, I feel like I barely know her. And it was the panel was really interesting, just listening to, I guess for someone who wants to write, it's kind of interesting to see someone break down a character in that way. It was. I would watch it again just to get ideas from it. It was really interesting. I watched that panel online. I watched the Rogue One. I had to turn the Rogue One off though. I was just getting upset. It's like, but I watched the Carrie Fisher one. That was funny because she had Gary, and Gary didn't like Warwick at all. Kept barking at him. And when they recreated a scene, and it was the one where what's the Ewok called? Wicket. It's where Wicket nudges her with the thingy, and they recreated that, and Gary didn't like it and started barking at him because he was nudging.
Don't nudge my mum.
I was going to call him he is an Ewok, but as I had it pointed out when I was watching Up, Up, Down, Down, they do not call them Ewoks until the credits.
I was just gonna say, they're talking about Warwick Davis and Star Wars Rebels. Didn't they do? Warwick does the impression. Well, they say, why don't you audition now as Darth Maul?
That's
and he
right.
was incredible.
Because Sam Witwer, who's there, he is the voice of Darth Maul, and also he's Vader.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he does Vader's voice. And Warwick auditioned for his character, and he did not like it because he was really good. He was really, really good. There was an advert online which you're gonna have to watch. It was Warwick Davis and his road to Star Wars, and he's speeding along the road in his car and gets pulled up by the police, and everything's a Star Wars reference, and he ends up getting locked up, and it's pretty funny. I just love how he's like...
He's so cool.
He's just so into it. Like, because some people, I got this feeling from Harrison Ford that it's beneath them. Yeah. That it gets to a point where this becomes beneath him. And I felt like that with Harrison Ford when The Force Awakens was... And he was promoting it. He made it...
He wasn't into it.
He wasn't. It's like he kind of poked fun at it a bit. Like, I had to do this, and this is so, it's just not my thing anymore. And I don't get that from, the likes of Anthony Daniels and Warwick Davis. How they played smaller parts, but they carry the franchise with such passion that it was really refreshing to see.
Yeah. I mean, I know Harrison Ford was also Indiana Jones. But
he sees himself more as Indiana Jones than he does Han Solo.
But Han Solo is such an important...
And he's such a badass.
He's such an important figure in pop culture. And I think for Harrison Ford to kind of dismiss that almost is pretty shit.
Yeah. And we share a birthday, by the way.
Have a word with him, Sam. Have a word with your birthday twin.
On my birthday twin, on July 13th, which is my birthday, me, Patrick Stewart, and Harrison Ford all share a birthday. There you have it. And Frida Kahlo died on my birthday. There you go. And I think so did Julius Caesar. He was born on Ant's birthday, died on mine.
Patrick Swayze and I share a birthday with his also.
Shush up. You've got the Sways.
I got Swayze. I trump you.
I think... Really? Harrison Ford and Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Swayze is dead. People feel sorry for him.
Oh, she did.
I went there.
You totally went there.
I pulled the death card.
Oh my god. I can't believe you just did that. So, what were we talking about? Where are we up to?
Harrison Ford being a dick.
Ah, right. So, Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
Was oh, that was it. That was it. Carrie Fisher's panel.
Yeah.
She confirmed that there will be a funeral for Han Solo in episode 7.
Mm-hmm.
7?
8.
8. Whoa. 8. Yeah, so she did confirm that. And the fact that she did not like the hair at the end. She called it a baboon's arse. She hated it. So I don't think we're going to see Leia in that hairstyle again, which is your Funko.
Yeah. The Funko Pop that I got from Wolvie.
Uh-huh.
It's
an awesome pop.
And I should also say at this point, Wolvie, that I didn't open the birthday card that you sent me because, as you probably see from my reaction on the video,
that was genuine. Like everything that came from that video was genuine.
Yeah, we opened it. Like you can see, we opened it live.
The video should have been called "Watch Sam and Carolyn Argue Over a Card."
Yeah, because I was like, "Oh, I'll open it now," and Sam's like, "No, you won't. It's not your birthday for another 3 weeks or something. Don't open the card." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, it's true though. She shouldn't open you can't open a card on it's not your birthday.
Don't open your card.
It's like it's only like a Christmas card in July.
Right.
Get it?
Birthday police over here.
It's just because I've had one recently.
I've had mine, so.
Oh, my birthday card off Carolyn was pretty awesome as well.
And you haven't got your present yet. It's en route. And it's probably the most awesome thing you'll ever receive in your life. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, can't wait. Oh, what did we buy? What did we buy?
T-shirts.
A lot of t-shirts.
A lot of t-shirts. I think I bought about 3. This one, I bought 2 Suicide Squad ones.
Yeah.
Oh, and another one. I bought a Leia and Han Solo one. Like a retro pop one.
Did you?
Yeah. From Forbidden Planet.
I wasn't there when you bought it.
It's the whole I love you, I know.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I went because I says, "Oh, I'm going to go on queue because this is all I want," and I couldn't find the fucking queue. So I goes around the side where you were when I texted you, and the guy was like, "If you want to be served, go over there." I was like, "But there's a till right here. How do I get to this till?" So I went over the other side. So I did not see that you. And you went to the till that I was trying to get to.
The pops.
Yeah, you got the pops.
And I bought the artwork.
That art was incredible.
And I bought a couple of gifts.
You did. We can't talk about them.
We can't talk about them until they've been given out.
Yeah, and they are incredible. Be on the lookout. I got a necklace.
Yeah.
I got a Rebel Alliance necklace.
And just in London generally though, you also got earrings.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we went on the way home. We went 9 3/4, and I bought some Deathly Hallows earrings, which I have yet to sterilise and wear. I will not wear. They have been touched 1,000 times. I'm not putting them in my ears without sterilising them first. But they're really cute. The down. I don't really wear earrings in the lower part of my lobes, but I thought these were pretty cute. Yeah. Even though I've got shitloads in the rest of my ear, but
that's fine.
I don't wear them in the bottom.
And what else did you get? You got a Luke Pop.
Well, Luke Pop. Got my Her Universe t-shirt. I bought Anthe couple of t-shirts. Necklace, pop, my Boba Fett top. I think that's about it. I didn't go crazy. I went fucking nuts.
Did well.
I went nuts in Harry Potter.
You did.
I went really wild in there. I spent nearly 50 odd quid.
Well, let's talk about that at the end.
I've kind of just said it.
No, about the whole
right.
Getting to platform 9 3/4 thing.
Oh, right, okay. So we So that was our convention. It was long. Got to give props up to the people who work there because it was incredibly ran.
It was really well organised.
Really well.
There was no pushing or shoving. Everything. The only thing that we confused by was finding the celebration stage where all the panel talks took place. I felt that could have been signposted a lot better.
Yeah, that was the only bit.
Yeah.
And if that's our only grumble, we really don't have much to grumble
That's kind of it, because apart from that, everything else was fantastic.
Yeah, so we did that. No, it was just like I can't praise the event organisers more because it was so well organised. Like we can't get over how easy it was to get our passes. Like, and imagine like the people queuing in that who like wanted to get everything there and then, but we literally walked in at 7 o'clock in the morning, got our passes, got our wristbands, and walked off. The only thing that we queued for was food, and we didn't even have a queue for the toilet.
No, we didn't.
It was just really well put together. I just wish we did a little bit more. I wish we, given knowing what I know now, I just wish we were there for the other panels.
If I did it again and money was no object, I would have done Friday.
Yeah.
Done the Rogue One panel, got all the free shit. Money no object, I would have gone to see Mark Hamill.
Yeah, without a doubt. I would have paid the money, but
it's a lot of money.
It is. Like, if money was not an object, I would have paid the money, but I am not made of money.
Exactly.
And that is a lot of money to ask for something. I mean, the reaction, seeing the people coming out of it was pretty cool. You hear that guy going, "Oh my god, this is amazing! This is the best day ever!"
This guy literally had his life made by the fact that he had a photo taken with Mark Hamill and got his autograph. This guy was like...
He high-fived the room.
He was doubled over in excitement, walking out. He just couldn't believe it.
It was so good.
It just goes to show like how passionate Star Wars fans are about this.
And they were just incredible. It was just an incredible bunch of people. Very nice, very friendly. No, you didn't feel uncomfortable. You didn't feel awkward. There was it was fine. Like
you could literally have gone there dressed however you
and
wanted.
people did.
That girl who was dressed as a Wampa and she had like the
furry underwear,
furry knickers on.
And a very small top, and that was it.
Not next to nothing. And I think she was an artist of some sort because she was sitting...
She might have been a friend.
I tell you what she did. The miniatures. She was part of some company who make the little miniature models and things.
Okay.
She was sitting at the table talking to people as the...
It was... she was... A great idea. Really great, but that's it. That the costumes was so varied. A lot of Kylo Rens. There was one guy who looked like Anakin Skywalker. He looked like Hayden Christensen.
Yes,
that was spooky.
Yes,
that was his face looked like him. Like, at the point where I thought, oh my god, I could actually punch you.
And there was
just for being in the
And there was a guy who kind of looked like old Luke Skywalker, like from Episode 7.
Yeah,
like he had the whole beard thing going on. I was like, oh, you're pretty convincing actually.
There was some really, really, really good cosplays, and then just what made, like I said before, what made my day was just seeing all the little girls as Rey.
Yeah,
I thought, oh, that's it. That's perfect.
Not just little girls, but women as well. Like that was pretty cool.
And there was a lot of there was a lot of Bobbas. There was a lot of different variations.
And we saw a lot. Those two guys walking around as Joker, Luke Skywalker mashups.
That was amazing because, as you know, Mark Hamill is the voice of the Joker, and in his panel he did a reading of the Joker because his questions, I watched his panel and his questions were very varied. It wasn't all Star Wars related. Mm-hmm. It was also to do with the stuff of the Joker because, as you know, if you didn't know, Killing Joke comes out on Blu-ray and DVD. I want to say the 21st of August. I could be wrong about that. Mm-hmm. It's sometime in August. And he did a little bit. He did a joke of his Joker's voice, and that's my Joker. Mm-hmm. Like before that, it would have been Cesar Romero. I said his name right. Yeah, guy from the Batman '66.
Yeah.
Cesar Romero.
I think so. Yeah.
Him. He was my Joker because I used to love the Batman, Adam West Batman when I was a kid, and I wasn't ever that big on, and I only ever saw the Joker with Jack Nicholson in about a month ago.
Oh my god.
So he
Oh
wasn't a
God.
factor, and Heath Ledger, as much as he was good, he was never as he just
Like Jack Nicholson's my Joker. He always will be.
no Cesar Romero, and now Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill is my Joker. Kevin Conroy is my Batman, and I cannot wait for Killing Joke to come out, because if you've listened to us bang on about comics, it is one of my favorite comics, because it's
And I've
possibly
still got to read it.
it's possibly the first comic I ever read.
You know what? I might read it tomorrow.
Well, look at you.
I'll just drop that in there.
You should see her face. She looks so proud of herself.
I'm gonna do it.
You do it, because you'll be. I tell you
I'll
what,
not regret.
you won't. And if
This
you,
weekend, I'm gonna read.
if
The
it
Killing
makes
Joke.
if it gives you anything, then what it gave me, it was amazing. It changed everything. It changed everything about us by reading that and Old Man Logan, because that's when I started getting serious into the whole comic reading and writing, and I dare to say it changed my life. Don't know how it'll affect you.
I'll probably just think this is pretty cool.
Yeah, probably get a text saying, yeah, it was alright.
I liked it.
It was okay.
Get off. That's a whole.
You dickhead.
I can't even go down that route. There's a private joke between me and Sam about somebody.
Which absolutely crippled us. If
Sam.
anyone could hear us in that hotel, I was in pain, laughing, like in so much pain.
There's a particular impression that I do of somebody very dear to Sam.
Dear.
Very
I didn't know
no,
who it
come
was
on,
until the
Sam.
other
He's very
week.
dear to you.
Didn't
You
even-
won't ever hear this because he's in prison. So it's fine. Big shout out to David Charlton, Strangelers.
I'm done.
I think we should probably wrap this up anyway. Let's just end it there. I mean, all I will say on the way back, we stopped at platform 9 3/4 in King's Cross Station. Sam again went absolutely mental and bought like everything Slytherin related that she could put her hands on.
I didn't buy the scarf. I wasn't impressed with the scarf.
No.
I wasn't impressed with any of the t-shirts that were there. I thought they were way overpriced.
You can get better ones in Primark.
Right, exactly. I thought they were way overpriced for what they were selling. I got my mum and my sister. I got my sister a Slytherin keyring, and I got my mum a Gryffindor keyring. It was a lovely keyring. Actually, it's got 9 3/4 on the back of it, and it was like a metal one. And that was it. I bought a shitload of kit.
That's sweets.
Sweets.
Candy.
Sorry. Sweets and my earrings, my pen, my Slytherin pen, Slytherin Pride, and my magnet as well. So yeah, I spent a fortune in Harry Potter. Jesus, imagine if we went to the tour.
We nearly went to the Warner Brothers tour of Harry Potter, but you had to book like a month in advance or something.
Yeah.
So we missed that. Maybe next time.
Maybe next time, because I would love to do that. That'd be pretty cool.
It looks cool.
So yeah, that was Star Wars Celebration. That was our weekend, which was so tiring. What are we going to do next? Have we got a plan?
We're doing Thought Bubble in November.
I meant podcast, but yes, we are doing Thought Bubble.
But we are, in terms of an event, that's the next one we're doing. Well, I'm away next weekend.
I know you are.
I'm off jet setting again.
You kind of keep you here.
International
Jet setter.
that I am.
Bet she doesn't. I bet she doesn't wear any of our nerdy t-shirts when she's in Paris.
I bet I will.
I bet.
I will. Oh, I will. Like, I've been this year. I've been to LA. I've been to London, and I'm going to Paris.
Paris, London, LA.
Done it all in 6 months.
Fuck you.
6 months.
Oh,
That's pretty cool.
piss off. I'd say that in your house.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next podcast wise, because Carolyn's not here next week, so we'll not be here next week, but week after.
The week after.
How's about holy shit, Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is the obvious choice because we are going to see that on the 5th of August.
Yeah, but
So I think it's going to have to be Suicide Squad. Why don't I just talk about Suicide Squad and DC
in general.
Batman in general?
Yeah, because the release of Batman vs Superman comes out, and I will be getting the Blu-ray, and I will be forcing it upon Carolyn to watch it because it has the extended time on it.
Which apparently makes it better.
I've heard it makes the story a bit more clearer because it was like all over the place.
Like, I'm on board with Wonder Woman and everything, but I just felt that the story was weak.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah. So
we'll do DC Suicide Squad when Carolyn comes back from La Paris, and I am currently writing an article. I am writing again.
You are.
We're not doing any reviews anymore.
No.
Nope.
No more reviews.
No more reviews. I lost my laptop, which
Je déteste
la reviews. I am a bit sick of them. I lost my laptop, so I'm having to use another computer, which is annoying as shit, but I'll get the hang of it. But I mean, my laptop had every single comic on there, and I bought my comics digitally, and they went on that laptop.
No.
And yes, I can get them on the PC. That's not an issue at all. However, I don't really want to. It just, the fun's just been completely wiped out of it, so I don't want to do reviews anymore. I'm going to go back to article writing.
Yeah, you've got that to do. I've got shitloads of art to do.
Yeah.
And
you've got your book cover.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I said you've got your book cover.
I've got to do this book cover.
Yes, because Carolyn's going to be a book cover artist.
This coming month.
This coming month?
This coming month I'm doing that.
Seriously need to get working on that.
I know, I need to do it.
So that's it. You can get us on our Instagrams. Mine's Sammy underscore and Sammy underscore Fett FETT 13.
Mine is Carrie JC 1983.
And ours is on our two girls cat.
Two girls cat.
Is it?
Number 2.
And we're on. Well, all the links will be down below. Remember, please like, share, subscribe. Anyone listening on Nerdfeed if you're listening to us on Nerdfeed, because that's where this is going to be uploaded as well.
Do us a favour.
Get on, like the videos, subscribe to our channel. We are a fucking hoot. Let's be honest. We are funny. I sit and laugh at us all the time, and I have a great sense of humour. Can't believe I just said
we're interested to know how many people are actually listening to this from Nerdfeed rather than via YouTube.
Because we can see the views on YouTube. We just can't see the views on Nerdfeed.
Yeah.
So we have on 2 platforms. I want to get on YouTube. Just do it. Like, share, subscribe. Do the good stuff. Go and have a look at Carolyn unbox her box. That sounds terrible. Go and unbox. Oh, I can't believe that just came out of my mouth. Oh, watch Carolyn go and unbox her gift from.
Uncomfortable there.
Oh, I'm glad I'm going home soon. Go watch Carolyn unbox her gift. Better.
Thanks again, Wolvie.
Yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
Podcast episode 10. Over and done. So thanks very much for listening. It's been a blast. Give me 2 seconds because I always mess this part up. Right, well, thank you very much and see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.